Hey guys, John V here from Phone Arena. You're watching our in-depth video comparison between the Amazon Kindle Fire and the NOOK tablet. Both devices are available right now. The Kindle Fire is $200 while the NOOK tablet is $249, so very affordable. They're both similar in their functionality. They're Android-based tablets with a primary focus with reading books, but on top of that they're splashed with some light tablet functionality. So we'll see which one's going to give you the most bang for the dollar. So between the two, we got to hand it to the NOOK tablet for having the more favorable design, just for the fact that the Amazon Kindle Fire is a little bit too conventional, kind of plain and boring for our taste. Luckily, they're both solidly built, sturdy devices, easily held in one hand, but we definitely like the soft touch coating material on the NOOK Color a little bit better, just because it does a better job of repelling debris and smudges, whereas on the Amazon Kindle Fire, you do notice it a little bit more. When it comes to reading, both devices are more than adequate just because they feature the same 7-inch IPS display, same resolution, 1024 by 600 pixels. So when you break it down, it gives you a pixel density of 169 ppi, which is more than enough to make out fine details for reading books, web browsing. It's great. They both exhibit great colors too, deep with their tones. The only difference that with the NOOK tablet, it's fully laminated, so it offers better viewing angles and reduced glare. It maintains its clarity no matter where you look, or how you look at it. With the Amazon Kindle Fire, it just has a slight bluish tinge when you tilt it various degrees. Not that bad when you look head on, but overall, the 7-inch Vivid View display on the NOOK tablet is by far the more appealing. Definitely like the feel of the Amazon Kindle Fire's dedicated power button. Just protrudes just a little bit more as opposed to the flush appearance on the NOOK tablet, and they're both very tactile with their responses. You can charge and sync data with both devices with their micro USB ports, but with the NOOK tablet, you got to use the included micro USB cable in order to charge it. You can't use a standard one. Of course, both offer 3.5mm headset jacks, but with the NOOK tablet, it features also a microphone and also a volume rocker, physical one, whereas on the Kindle Fire, it's all controlled via the software. Lastly, you get 8GB of internal storage with the Amazon Kindle Fire. You have 16GB of internal storage with the NOOK tablet, and in addition to that, you also have a micro SD card slot here to increase that capacity. Internally, both tablets feature the same 1GHz dual-core Ti OMAP 4 processor, and honestly, their performance are pretty much on par to one another. Not the most fluid thing out there, but it's decent. With the Amazon Kindle Fire, though, it's rather inconsistent, erratic at times, just because it has only 512 megabytes of RAM, but still more than usable. It's not slow or anything like that. And with the NOOK tablet, it has 1GB of RAM, so it does offer a little bit better performance, a little bit more manageable too, but still, again, not the fastest thing out there in the block, but more than acceptable. As we stated in our reviews of both tablets, it's actually Android 2.3.4 Gingerbread underneath it all, but you really wouldn't notice it just because of the heavy skin running on both devices, but you still have those elements of Android, such as the notification panel up top with the Amazon Kindle Fire. But between two, we definitely like the NOOK tablet's user interface just a little bit more. It offers definitely a lot more personalization. You could resize the icons of the books and applications on the home screen. There's 3 different ones, and also carousel here as well. But with the Kindle Fire, it's pretty much static. You have the 3D gallery right here, recently accessed content, the bulk shelf below it, and it breaks down the categories on top, but that's the extent of your customization on that. Seeing that both are e-readers at heart, reading books is just a great experience on both. Nothing different between the two. Of course, you could tell just scrolling between two, both similar. And from here, you could have different options. You could change the text. You could also have different themes, fonts, line spacing, margins, color modes, just to better adapt. And tell you the truth, when it comes to reading content, there's no difference between the two. Honestly, when it comes down to their ecosystem for books, magazines, newspapers, the two tablets offer the same content. There's not going to be one that's going to have a better offering than the other. But what makes the Amazon Kindle Fire superior to the NOOK tablet is the multimedia ecosystem that delivers. Specifically with the NOOK tablet, there is nothing. The only thing you have available to you are apps such as Netflix and Hulu Plus for those things. But with the Kindle Fire, you have things like their streaming video service. If you're an Amazon Prime member, so you could stream thousands of videos, movies, and even TV shows directly to the tablet. On top of that, you have things like the Amazon MP3 store, so if you already purchased content, it's in the clouds already, so you'll be able to access that all directly on the Amazon Kindle Fire, so it's by far the better of the two when it comes to their multimedia ecosystem. Despite the fact that you don't get things like the Android market on both tablets, you do have their own app stores, but between the two, we have to give it to the Amazon Kindle Fire. It just seems like its selection is a little bit deeper than what's available on the NOOK tablet. You have things like games like Angry Birds, which is great, but when it comes to other productivity software, even social networking, you just have a ton more with the Kindle Fire. The web browsing experience on both tablets are equally the same. They exhibit some responsive movements, a little bit more choppiness with the operation of the Amazon Kindle Fire, but for the most part, they're both more than usable. They also offer Flash support, so you get that desktop-like experience, and with the Kindle Fire, you have tab browsing to easily switch between multiple windows, and you don't get that with the NOOK tablet. The music players are identical as they're very conventional. They display the same items. As far as the audio quality, the Kindle Fire has slightly better tone, a little bit louder. They're both average at best and they don't crackle. And with the Kindle Fire, of course, you have the cloud service with Amazon MP3 Store. When it comes to playing high-definition videos, the two tablets are more than equipped to do that. The video we have here is encoded in MPEG-4, 1920 by 1080 resolution, so 1080p. You can tell smooth movements, good detail, and they're not struggling to play them at all, so they're going to be equal in this aspect. In our experience using both tablets, we didn't find any one to be superior versus the other in terms of battery life. They're able to get us at least a solid days of normal usage. At the end of the day, both are roughly at half capacity, which is great if you're a light user. Even power users will get by a solid day with no problems at all. Obviously, if you're in the market for a tablet but don't want to invest in a full-featured one, definitely these two are going to be something you want to take a look at. But when you factor in their pricing, the $50 separating the two, we just find the Amazon Kindle Fire to be a little bit more value for the dollar. Specifically, you get better app support and also the ecosystem surrounding multimedia content, whether it be videos and music, vastly superior to what's available on the NOOK tablet. It's not to say that the NOOK tablet isn't bad, but it's kind of lacking in that area. They're both great as far as reading books, magazines, and newspapers. Not one is really better than the other, but for the whole entire package, you're definitely getting a little bit more value, especially if you're an Amazon user, purchased Amazon content already. This is something that you probably want to take a look at more than the NOOK tablet. So if you'd like to learn more about both devices, you can check out our website, phonearena.com. This is John V. Thanks for watching, guys.